think the most it vanity is definitely that Loro Piana one. People are loving that. So, you know, YSL do the YSL logo, Chanel does the Chanel logo. So you can get it again in ostrich, which is very Loro Piana. And to be honest, the Zara version is probably the most hilarious. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. My channel needs to grow to 20,000. I'm really close. I need your support. So if you love handbags and shopping, remember to subscribe. So guys, I was just scrolling on Instagram and I wanted to talk about the bags that are trending on my social media today. And yeah, let me know if you've been getting the similar bags on your Instagram feed too, because yeah, I'm noticing a lot of similarities across a few brands. So for example, I know that this kind of silhouette has been trending for a while, but I'm noticing a lot of these slimline vanity cases. I think the main brand that really kicked it off with this trend was Loro Piana, who I would say a more low-key brand. They're known for their high-quality cashmere and they're an Italian brand, but I wouldn't say they're as, you know, mainstream as brands like maybe Gucci and Louis Vuitton. I don't even think they have a store in Australia, to be honest, but their bags have been recently highly coveted, I would say, in the mainstream social media, which they never really used to be, but particularly the Pochette bag. So the L Pochette. I always forget the name of the bag, you guys, but it's that one that you always see on social media. But recently I've been seeing more iterations of it, like the bigger ones as well, and more exotic versions. They've also released a rattan version, which I've noticed that raffia and like rattan basket bags have been very trending across a lot of brands at the moment. This particular slimline toiletry silhouette, I'm not going to say it's the most practical, so definitely people aren't buying it for practicality, because I've had in the past the Louis Vuitton cans bag, and that was a nightmare to open and close. And I've also had the Louis Vuitton toiletry Vanity PM, and I was obsessed with that bag when it first came out. I remember seeing it on the runway, and like I kept going to Louis Vuitton to ask when it was getting released, and finally I got my hands on it, but it was so annoying to open and close because of the soft structure. And I ended up selling it. And then I got a Vanity PM from the Game On collection, which was really cute. And then I ended up selling that one as well because I'm crazy, guys. But the Loro Piana one, I would say, is a lot more refined. It comes in like, you know, exotics. There's shearling, there's rattan. And yeah, I think that's like the it bag of the moment. And a lot of brands, I think, have been, because this is like such an it bag, a lot of brands have been doing similar silhouettes. So I also noticed that Saint Laurent is doing a similar shaped vanity case. Theirs is a little bit different. The top handle is a bit more substantial, and particularly I'm drawn to this dark red color. I've noticed that this dark red has been very trending over the past year or so. And what I guess is signature to Saint Laurent is their Cassandra logo, which is down the middle. Do I love it? Honestly, I'm kind of sick of Saint Laurent bags because they always do the same thing and they just stick the logo in the middle. I've never been a fan of like Saint Laurent bags with the logo in the middle. I did used to have a Toy Lulu in shearling, and I also had a Toy Lulu in silver, and I liked the Toy Lulu, but I don't know, I just never super drawn to the YSL logo, although I do have like a belt with the YSL logo, but I don't know, I just feel like it's a little unoriginal, but it is cute. And obviously I think Saint Laurent will be a much more affordable option compared to the Loro Piana, I'm guessing, because Saint Laurent, they tend to be on the they're still very expensive, but they tend to be not as expensive as like Chanel and some of the other brands. Chanel themselves are even doing a version of this pochette bag. So theirs is, well, it features the signature quilting. So the Saint Laurent one actually had quilting as well, but theirs was more of like a flat kind of quilting. So it was more like, yeah, just stitched. Whereas the Chanel one, honestly, when you think of quilting, you do think of Chanel. So it makes sense that Chanel's has the quilting. Pretty similar to the Saint Laurent one, to be honest. And you can see they've got a chain as the strap, which is, again, a signature of Chanel. So it's kind of like these brands have reinterpreted the silhouette with their own signature details. So, you know, YSL do the YSL logo, Chanel does the Chanel logo. But again, the functionality of these bags is not easy. Like the zip is, it's hard to get the zip around. I'm just gonna say, like, these bags are not the easiest to get in and out of. People have also compared this style to the Longchamp toiletry bag, which is much more affordable. So if you want the look for less, I would definitely recommend Longchamp, and they actually do like ruffier versions as well, which sometimes go on sale. So yeah, I would say if you're just obsessed with the silhouette, definitely I would recommend Longchamp, so you don't have to spend, you know, over $5,000. Now, Louis Vuitton themselves, as I said, they did the Vanity PM a few years back, but then they've released like another Vanity PM, but it's like slimmer. So it's a similar shape to the Loro Piana one. And the thing about this one is that it features the, you know, classic monogram. They've got the reverse monogram as well. And then this has a lock down the middle. Now, I know they also released this for the Takashi Murakami collection, which was super cute in the multicolor. And this one definitely, I think the shape really suits the playfulness of the multicolor collection. So I think it really fit really well. It did remind me a little bit of when I had my Game On Vanity PM, but this one is just obviously the multicolor. I think the color scheme is a bit cuter than the Game On color scheme, and also hits that nostalgic collectible kind of thing that the Murakami collection has. But yeah, they do offer it as well in the reverse monogram / monogram version, which is a little bit more of that classic look. But, you know, Louis Vuitton themselves have been doing exotic versions similar to Loro Piana. So they've released this bag. Like, I just think it's a bit too much Loro Piana now that they've done the exotic. So you can get it again in ostrich, which is very Loro Piana. So ostrich, I've noticed that, like, although Louis Vuitton always did exotics, I've noticed that they're really emphasizing more on the exotics, like more than ever. Like, they're doing exotics in speedies, and like that was never really a thing until, like, I guess Pharrell jumped on board. But yeah, I don't know. I just noticed that they're doing a lot more things with exotics. Even I think I saw like a green python version, which again is a lot more elevated. It makes it more of an evening bag. And yeah, I would say this looks kind of fancier than the Loro Piana because they've got that big LV lock down the middle and the big clochette. But it almost looks a little bit too much. I think the beauty of the Loro Piana, well, it does have those little charms, like the little lock thing hanging down. So again, it's like the lock thing again. I think the Loro Piana, what's so appealing about it is it's so low key and it's so just minimal. Whereas I think Louis Vuitton is like kind of doing the same silhouette, but they're making it a bit more extra, which I guess is more in the vein of what Louis Vuitton is like as a brand. They're a bit more over the top than a brand, like they are, like with the monogram and like they're a little bit more flashy. Loro Piana is very not flashy. It's just kind of speaks for itself kind of thing, if you know, you know kind of situation. So yeah, they're kind of taking a similar silhouette and they're making it a bit more Louis Vuitton-esque by making it a bit more flashy. But yeah, what do you reckon, guys? What is your favorite iteration of this pochette? Now, I'm not even done yet. I haven't even mentioned yet, Bottega Veneta are also doing the same silhouette. So their version features the intricato weave. And I think this actually looks quite good. So obviously Bottega's signature is the weave. So they've done the same style, but with the weave. I would say out of like all the other interpretations of the Loro Piana, this is my favorite just because I'm a big fan of the Bottega weave. I just think it looks really nice. Is it duped a lot? Yes, but I mean, what isn't these days? And yeah, I think Bottega do really stunning colors as well with their leathers. So this is like a mocha kind of color. I've also seen like, yeah, dark red, a whole array of different colors. So yeah, I mean, let me know what your favorite iteration is, guys. If you really want to cheap out, on my feed, what also popped up was the Zara version. So there's Zara are offering a little vanity case too in like rattan with pineapples on it. And this is so funny, you guys. It has like pineapples on the zipper and birds. Honestly, guys, you know, not that I'm saying you should buy stuff at Zara because I know they're not always ethically made and all that, but I mean, these days you can question designer brands as well, right? So yeah, if you really want to like cheap out, you could go for the Zara version. And to be honest, the Zara version is probably the most hilarious and like tacky in the best way. So they have like pineapples, although maybe they're strawberries with parakeets, and the top handle is more like braided. Honestly, right, why not, you guys? Like, seriously, like, this is actually pretty cute. Now, I do have one vanity case at the moment, and I got mine from Potmart, so I'll show you guys. This I used to store my Hermes belts. But this is like a vanity case from Potmart. Obviously, you can get any vanity case and kind of hack it into a bag. A lot of people do that. I would not wear this as a bag. I actually just use this to hold things inside. I would even use this for traveling, to put my cosmetics in. But I have noticed even a lot of people like get vanity cases. For example, like the Louis Vuitton Vanity. They will, what is it called? Vanity? No, it's called something else. What is it called? Anyways, they'll get that and they'll hack it into a bag as well. So you could add D-rings, hack it into a bag. I know a few years ago as well, it was like a trend to get the vintage Chanel vanity cases. And I actually tried this myself. And then you add D-rings to it and then you turn it into a bag. And that's much more affordable than buying an actual Chanel vanity case. So if you want the vanity case look for less, you can definitely like just get an existing vanity, a designer vanity, or like literally any vanity and hack it into a bag. That's like the cheapest way to do it. But I mean, if you want I think the most vanity is definitely that Loro Piana one. People are loving that. And honestly, I like the look of it too. I love the little charms, like the little lock kind of circular little charm. I think it's very cute. And I even like the bigger version. I noticed on 5 Foot Nothing's channel, Kaz, I'll link her below, but she has a bigger version of that Loro Piana pochette bag, and it's so stunning. It's in this like box calf kind of smooth leather. It looks so chic. Kaz was like saying how it's a little bit irritating to use, which doesn't surprise me because it's just the style of the bag is always going to be annoying to use, but hers is so stunning. So yeah, I totally see the appeal in the bag. It is very cute. Like, a vanity case is just cute. Like, you can't deny it. It's very girly. It reminds you of collecting makeup. It's very glamorous. So I don't really have a designer vanity case in my collection anymore. Would I get one in the future? Well, I mean, Hermes, they are doing, like, I saw on the runway, there was like a new box kind of style vanity case with an H kind of buckle. That is really bougie. This is more of a hard-sided piece though, because you know guys how I'm like obsessed with Hermes. So Hermes haven't really done a Loro Piana version of their vanity. Like, I haven't seen any Hermes bag. They have the Bric-a-Brac case, which has a lot of people hack into a bag as well. But in terms of that silhouette, I don't think Hermes has anything. But yeah, if I was gonna get this silhouette, the Loro Piana is the one to get, I think. That's like the one you think of. Obviously, if you're on a budget, go for the Zara or the Longchamp. But let me know, guys, what do you think of this vanity pouch trend? And do you have any vanity bags? And do you wear them a lot, or do you find them annoying to use? Thanks for watching my video today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye!